A century after its last hosting, Paris once again took center stage as the 33rd Summer Olympics commenced. The city presented a groundbreaking opening ceremony on the Seine River, a first for the Olympic Games. Beginning at 7:30 p.m. local time, 17:30 Greenwich Mean Time, the ceremony stretched along a 6-kilometer route, from the Austerlitz Bridge to the Jena Bridge. Paris has mobilized extensive resources to make this event a resounding success, marking a historic moment in the city's Olympic journey. Paying homage to French football history, the ceremony began with a tribute to Zinedine Zidane, the hero of the 1998 World Cup. The video showcased Zidane running through the city with the Olympic torch, symbolizing the passing of the torch from one generation to the next. This historic moment was followed by the unprecedented river parade on the Seine, featuring 6,800 athletes against the backdrop of Paris's iconic landmarks. In a historic first, the Olympic opening ceremony took place on the Seine River, with athletes from 205 nations sailing in a fleet of 85 boats. The Greek delegation, as the birthplace of the Olympic Games, led the procession. The event, featuring a performance by Lady Gaga, was a massive logistical undertaking that involved constructing temporary seating for 320,000 spectators along the riverbanks. The 3-hour and 45-minute spectacle, held amidst heightened security concerns following recent transportation disruptions, was a testament to Paris's ability to host world-class events. Train disruption. On the early morning of Friday, just hours before the Olympic Games opening, the high-speed train network was subjected to a massive widespread attack aimed at crippling its operations. This caused severe disruptions and affected around 800,000 passengers, with 25% of Eurostar train services between London and Paris being cancelled. Officials from the French National Railway Company, SNCF, said that 3 deliberate arson attacks destroyed cable boxes at strategic junctions across their network in locations in northern, southwestern, and eastern Paris. Railway workers thwarted a 4th sabotage attempt in the southeast of the capital after spotting intruders in the early hours of Friday morning. French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal stated that the attackers had knowledge of the railway network because they targeted the system's nerve centers. Attal, during a visit to the Ministry of Transport, said, "What we know and see is that this operation was planned and coordinated, and sensitive centers were targeted, showing a form of knowledge of the network to know where to strike." He added, "I cannot tell you more about the perpetrators and their motives. But I see the impact, a huge impact on many of our citizens." Commenting on the disruptions, IOC President Thomas Bach, speaking from the Athletes' Village, said he was not worried, adding, "We have full confidence in the French authorities." Transport Minister Patrice Vergriete condemned the shameful criminal act, warning of very serious consequences for train operations with many services being cancelled. Sports Minister Amélie Oudéa-Castres described the attacks as horrifying. The National Railway Company stated that the train disruptions could extend through Saturday and Sunday. Tightened security measures. France has ramped up its security measures ahead of the Olympics, mobilizing security forces in an unprecedented manner. This includes deploying 45,000 police and gendarmes, as well as 1,000 private security personnel and 1,000 municipal police officers from Paris. Additionally, a unit of 10,000 military personnel will support the security deployment. Snipers have been stationed on rooftops along the river in Paris to neutralize any armed threats targeting crowds, athletes on boats, or visiting heads of state or government. In recent days, the areas overlooking the Seine River have appeared as a fortified stronghold. Access through the iron barriers was restricted to residents and hotel guests with special identification codes. All boats navigating the river were inspected, and the 85 ferries and boats transporting athletes were subjected to stringent monitoring. Groups of police officers and police dogs were deployed near major landmarks in Paris, including the Louvre Museum and the Arc de Triomphe. Special forces were stationed along the Seine, and spectators passed through security checkpoints before the opening ceremony.